Oh, hello. As you can see, I'm preparing for this week's session, which this week we're looking at Jesus as the Good Shepherd. In fact, twice in the Gospel of John, Jesus described himself as the Good Shepherd. Firstly, he said, I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. But then a little later he said, I am the Good Shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. But what did he mean? That must be for me. I ordered a shepherd's kit because I thought it would be helpful for this week. Apparently it comes with a free gift that will make me a better shepherd, so I'm really excited to see what it is. This is really exciting. Let's look at the free gift first. The Lord God then said, I will look for my sheep and take care of them myself, just as a shepherd looks for lost sheep. My sheep have been lost since that dark and miserable day when they were scattered throughout the nations. But I will rescue them and bring them back from the foreign nations where they now live. I will be their shepherd, and will let them graze on Israel's mountains and in the valleys and fertile fields. They will be safe as they feed on grassy meadows and green hills. I promise to take care of them and keep them safe, to look for those that are lost and bring back the ones that wander off, to bandage those that are hurt and protect the ones that are weak. These are really useful, aren't they? We use binoculars to look at things that are far away, and they'd be really useful for a shepherd looking for sheep that are wandered off. And that's the first thing we can see about Jesus as the Good Shepherd. He looks for his sheep. God says, I promise to look for those sheep that are lost. As we heard last time, we've all wandered away from God, but Jesus doesn't give up on us. And he looks and searches for lost sheep. Even today he's busy looking for those that are lost, calling out to them to bring them to him. Sometimes Jesus uses the Bible to call us, other times people or situations, or services like this one, always searching for those who are wandering. Jesus, the Good Shepherd, looks for his sheep. Well, let's see what else we have in the box. Now I know this looks suspiciously like a walking stick, but obviously they couldn't fit a shepherd's crook into a box that size. A shepherd's crook is a long stick or a staff with a hook on one end. It's a shepherd's multi-tool because it can be used for many different things. The hook is particularly important because it can be used to catch sheep around the neck or their feet so they can be pulled out of trouble. It reminds us that Jesus doesn't just look for lost sheep, he also rescues them. God says, I promise to bring back the sheep that wander off. The crook reminds us that Jesus, the Good Shepherd, is our rescuer. Do you remember Jesus said, the Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep? Well, that was telling everyone that one day he would die on the cross so that all who ask for forgiveness could be forgiven and come into God's kingdom. So the crook reminds us that Jesus not only looks for us, but he's made it possible for us to be rescued. So next we have a first aid kit. And a first aid kit would be very important so that the sheep were well looked after. Jesus never promised us an easy life where nothing goes wrong. In fact, the Bible tells us to expect problems. And Jesus, the Good Shepherd, promises to look after and care for us when we're hurting. God says, I promise to take care of my sheep, to bandage those that are hurt. So Jesus looks for us, he rescues us, he cares for us. But what else do we have? Right, a Nerf gun. I'm not sure shepherds had Nerf guns back in the day, but they would have had a weapon, like their staff or a sling or possibly a spear, and they would need the weapon to protect themselves and their sheep from wild animals and robbers. A weapon would be used to protect the sheep. God says, I promise to keep them safe and protect the ones that are weak. Jesus promises to keep us safe. Again, it doesn't mean that life will always be painless, but Jesus promises to walk with us and to help us when things are tough. So the binoculars remind us that Jesus looks for us, the crook that he rescues, the first aid kit that he cares, and the Nerf gun that he protects. But I have one more thing in the kit, and it's a book with my name on it. And that reminds us of what Jesus said. He said, I am the good shepherd, I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Jesus knows everything about us. Everything we do, everything we say, even everything we think. Yet still he loves us and looks for us. He rescues us, cares for us, and protects us. We might not feel that we deserve it, and we don't. But Jesus has willingly laid down his life for us. But are we ready to know and to trust him? Let him rescue, care and protect us as our good shepherd.